Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the YouTube channel where I review movies and TV shows from my favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back, everybody. I'm KJ, the host, and this is my spoiler review for the new Disney Plus series by Marvel's Television, Daredevil, Born Again, Episode 6 spoiler review. If you have not seen this, please pause this. Before you go, could you hit the thumbs up button, because that would help this YouTube channel grow. Come back, let me know what you think about this episode, and give me all your Marvel theories in the comments below. I appreciate it. So again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now, let's get into it. This episode starts off with the BB report where we see a sword man battle some thugs, which is Jack DeQuince. And the next scene is a construction worker, and he finds a dead body from the episode 4 of this victim, and his eyes are plucked out. You know what's funny about, not funny, but what's crazy is when we see that swordsman, it's like this guy with curly hair, getting asked by the BB report, and he's like, yeah, cops, they just ain't doing their job, man. Like, it feels like a real vlog. It feels real political, it just feels like, the people like Mayor Fisk and everybody up and the gangs and the higher elite are so disconnected to what's really going on in the streets. Same as like Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, as well. So it's very interesting. Like, it's a mixture of feelings and how they view things around the city. But again, they find that guy's body, and this was probably, I think, like episode 4 or maybe episode 3. But his eyes are plucked out, and of course, Mayor Fisk hears about it, and he's just living. But to me it looked like this is somebody with Moose, is somebody that could be in Kingpin's past, basically. And that's what I thought. And then and he's thinking about what he's going to do, but to me, Mayor Fisk just told, like, hey, we'll handle this. Just keep it on the low. But we'll talk about that later. But after in that scene, we see Matt Murdock pray to the Lord as he's thinking about the recent events, and he's just having flashbacks on flashbacks. And we can see, too, this was a really interesting episode, is Mayor Fisk and Daredevil, they're just having that hard time. Like, Matt Murdock really wants to just be Matt Murdock. He don't want to be Daredevil. He wants to believe in this justice system, which he'll always will, because he's the good guy, right? And then we see Mayor Fisk. He's trying to be the good guy, but it eats him up because he wants to be the bad guy. He wants to do the way he thinks will work a lot quicker. Instead of playing nice and making friends, he just wants to put the fear of God in everybody and get respect. And again, the title's called Born Again. Not that this episode, but the show's called Daredevil Born Again. But the word born again is just something very important. This is, like I said, in episode 5, we see, like, this to me was like Matt Murdock getting baptized, because he don't want to go the old way, but he wants to go back to it, but in a new way. He wants a new way of how to go do the vigilante lifestyle, which is pretty much him just being a superhero. And so that sometimes he has to let go of his past. For Matt, that's the tough thing. Mayor Fisk, he's gonna struggle with the idea of he's just gonna stop caring, and he's gonna stop realizing he'll never be the good guy, and he's just gonna think he's the hero of this whole thing. And that's the two difference between them. But they're both on that same path. Like they just cannot stay away from what they know they're really good at, or their abilities is the best way, because we see that. And then also, it's also interesting, Heather wants to interview like Daredevil. She wants to interview Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. And we're starting to see like the cracks between their Matt Murdock and Heather's relationship. And it's not like they're mad at each other, but I think she cannot handle finding out like he got beat up, he broke some ribs, he got robbed, he almost got shot. He was at a bank rob. He got robbed at a bank. Like, and she's getting very sick, and we're noticing like, you know, Matt Murdock sees it. He knows it, and you know, there. I think he tried once to not do it, and I don't think he believes it's working. So we see that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they're trying to both find their own ways in life in this weird path that they're taking in this story, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it. Also, we get a flashback between Mayor Fisk and a visitor who's in a jumpsuit, which we know is Adam, who is locked up in the current moment. And again, this is just remind us again that they really want to go back to their old ways. They really do. And then they go to another scene where we see Johnny Saint, who was once the one of the hostages in episode 5, and he actually works for the sanitation company, and they do a lot of constructions, clean things like the graffiti. And he mentions like, hey, this is real human blood. Like, all these graffitis is blood, and it scares Mayor Fisk because, again, I believe like Moose is a past of his past. Like, I think they met before, and he knows it. That's why he told everybody to keep it hush hush. And then we get another scene where we see Jerry. Well, no. Let me take it back. The chief of the chief officer of New York. He's talking to Mayor Fisk and other people in that group about how many dead bodies he has used, how many they found, a lot of missing reports, and he said just don't speak about it. Wait until we get to the bottom of this, and of course that upsets the chief of a police officer for New York. So it's a little tough. But this is where we see Mayor Fisk have a moment as he stares at one of the photos that is graffiti as him. And again, this is graffiti in blood. And what does Mayor Fisk have in common from the Netflix? Man, he has a lot of blood on his hands since he was a little boy. And it's all coming back to him. And, there was these two women that saw Moose and they wanted a selfie, but he's like, yeah, well, and he murdered them. And I was like, damn. And it's a little reference to one of the Marvel comic books where you see that character do something like that. And then we see Mayor Fisk and his wife Vanessa Wilson struggling to, not struggle, but they go to this banquet party, and he's just struggling to make friends and make allies in the political side. Even Jack DeQuince even gave him a warning. And then, what's really interesting is Mayor Fisk hates this. Like, he hated it. Like, they were showing him no mercy, and they don't like him because they know he's a criminal. Like, he's been arrested for murder or whatever, right? And I believe, like, okay, now he's going to, later on in episodes, I think he's going to start blackmailing. He's going to start scaring them. Because a lot of them he's going to force them. Also, that's how he came up with this task force, a bunch of the bad apple police, the dirty cops, got them all in a group, and guess what? They don't need a body cam, but they're out to get Moose, as they thought they did. And we also see that Mayor Fisk, they got to report to Mayor Fisk, like he's in charge of this thing, and he does give that rah-rah speech. And, a lot of these bad cops are going to do some, what they think is vigilante, and they're going to do the things that they get to do without being, consequences, and they're going to get paid more. So this influences other cops to be dirty cops. And that's how that's going to work. And he's going to make these cops like Mayor Fisk. And I believe that the chief police officer, he's going to lose his job. He's going to get replaced. And there's two characters that I feel like, I can't remember them, but they were both, the one cop that was on trial for Hector, who was the White Tiger. I could see him getting that gig after getting the police chief officer gig. I can see that happening. Or the other guy who's known, I forget his name, but he's kind of known in comic books where he dresses up as the Punisher. So one of them can get it. The possibility is there. And then we finally see Matt Murdock put on the Daredevil outfit after he gets a phone call from Angelique Del Torres, his mother, saying she's been gone for a while, and we know she got kidnapped by Moose as she was in the underground subway, and looking. And, as he prepped her up to take all her huge amount of blood, and Daredevil came in and laid the smackdown on him and saves her. And we also see Mayor Fisk give Adam a chance to leave this cage, this cell, but all he's got to do is fight him. Even gives him an axe to use to swing, and Mayor Fisk beats him to death. And it was bloody for both. But the two differences, Daredevil didn't kill Moose. He could have killed him, but he decided to help Angela and bring her back to life, and he escaped. But Mayor Fisk just beat him to death, and he felt like he was in peace. And that's how that show ended. Now, that's a banger too, so I'm giving that a 10 out of 10. Banger on banger. And what I liked about this episode is we're watching these two characters, and they really know that Daredevil needs to stop Kingpin or Mayor Fisk. Mayor Fisk knows that Daredevil is eventually going to try to stop him in a vigilante way. And these two cannot coexist. These two know that their paths are going to cross. And the next time they cross their paths, it's not going to be at a mom and pop diner shop in New York. This is going to be Daredevil in the suit. And this ain't going to be Mayor Fisk. It's going to be the Kingpin. And he's going to run this thing. And he's going to hurt Daredevil. And Daredevil's going to hurt him and put him down to justice. And that's what they're building this up to. Because again, episode 5 was the filler up. They gave you that Marvel reference, reminding you how this show, this time, these are 100% connected to the MCU. And they gave you that. But this is the main focus of this whole season, is the main plot. And this continues on the main plot of this season. And this is told very well. You got people in New York want vigilantes. You got people in New York who don't want them. And now we're seeing these two characters, the hero and the villain, finally take their rightful place in life in the MCU. And they're going to be who they truly are in their heart and what they desire and what they really want. Obviously, Kingpin wants something different. Obviously, Daredevil wants something different. And this makes it where these two have to collide and fight. And I think Moose, I think he's gonna. I hope they don't kill him off. I think Moose should definitely be in like Spider-Man 4. I think Moose should be in like Hawkeye season 2 or Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 2. I think he should be in a Moon Knight season 2, a She-Hulk season 2, but he needs to be in other Marvel series and movies, especially street level character movies that they have planned in the future. This character is too good, has a lot of story arc comic books to tell, and I think it'd be worth it to keep him around. I think, to me, you know how they have Angela Del Toro showing up again and again in this episode. We know in history she's White Tiger. This is a villain that the quote unquote young Avengers, which I've been saying that I believe that this is the next generation of the Avengers. I think, this is the villain that they're gonna stop. I don't think Daredevil's gonna stop him. I think Ms. Marvel's gonna stop him. White Tiger's gonna stop him. Kate Bishop's gonna stop him. All at the same time. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's what I'm just predicting. But I can see that's one way they can go with this story because he escaped. Again, Daredevil didn't kill him. Merritt Fisk killed his Adam, and it was brutal. So, again, that's what I got out of it. I think that I think they have a big idea and a bigger plan this time, and I think this is gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. I think MCU is still good. So, but other than that, I love this episode. This is a 10 out of 10. This is a banger on banger. I loved it and I love it. But that's my review, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button because you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys and peace